Okay, I'm in labor. Actually, you're in labor. I'm just a surrogate. But we have to do these in little short bursts so I can send them to you. Otherwise, you know what? I'll just upload it on YouTube. First step was putting the rings on. See the rings? That way the body it'll move, the head and the butt limbs will move easier. So that was the first step. Okay? The next step, isn't she beautiful? The next step is putting the weighting in. Now, because she's a slightly older baby and not a newborn, we're going to be using polyfill for the head. Okay? Gives you some weight, but not as much weight, but it's more realistic because she's an older baby, more able to hold her head up. It doesn't flop quite as much. It's still a little weak, but still a little bit stronger. So we're going to be using poly pellets to do that. Okay? And I always use a microfiber bag. Okay? So let's get this open. Oh, yes. Let me get my scale down, because I try and weigh everything so I know how much is going in. All right. Oops, let's get this set right. There we go. Pounds. Okay? Now we're going to use our... Here. Let me set this right here because I've got the glass beads here and those are heavy. So, here we go. We'll put this in and we'll start pouring. I usually make a mess when I'm doing this, so don't be surprised. I just find in the older babies that they work better. And this is not going to work because they're too big for my... This is where I usually make a mess. This is where I usually... Yep, there it goes. There we go. See? I told you, I always make a mess doing this. Normally, I try and use the funnel. But the funnel for these are too big for the funnel. So I'm just going to make a mess and do the best I can. Okay? But basically we're putting this into the bag. And again, I use a microfiber bag. To me, it won't, with the nylon bags, and other people use nylon and they're perfectly happy with it. And I've used nylon. But 3 ounces. But there's a big but. I've also seen people that use nylons that the nylons burst or other way of coming through. And I'd really like to avoid that in my dolls, obviously. I don't want the glass beads everywhere inside. So we're just going to put this in here. And again, it's a little lighter. It's going to give the doll's head weight. But it's not going to be quite as heavy as a newborn's. And the weight is not so important. That's not why I weigh it. I weigh it so I know how much weight is in what, if that makes any sense. And when I'm done with this, I'm going to upload it onto YouTube for you. And then you can go and watch it there. Yeah. All right. That's good. Now let's seal this up because I will make an ungodly mess if I don't. I've already spilled everything everywhere. So I will have to get the sweep out because we have cats. And cats get into everything. Right. Let's seal this up so it doesn't leak. I'll get a zip tie out at one point and put it in there. But I am going to use the glass beads on everything else. Weighting of the body. And everything. And, sorry, that was a really close version. This is where my funnel comes in handy. Put it in. Okay. Get my glass beads. And what I do is I put glass beads up to about the knee, the elbow. And of course that takes a little more. A little bit more than that. Little bit. Not much. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty good. Then, I work it into the little feet. Work it all the way down the body. Give it a little shake. Excuse my boobs here. But I need something that's in this drawer. There it is. Our old friend Eileen's tacky glue. Okay. Because I put the beads in loose. What I do next is I take a piece of felt. Okay. I kind of eyeball it. Okay. That's about twice what I need, so we'll cut that in half. And then I round it out, and then I will glue it over the hole. And while I am getting other things put together, this will, and sometimes I use E6000, but I found that people have an issue sometimes with the smell of the chemical. It goes away, but not immediately. On some babies, it tends to stay a little longer than I would like it to. And for this, you can just glue it like normal, or you can just cheat like I do and just take some glue, being very careful not to dribble on the baby. Put some glue around the edges. Like so. Kind of spread it out a little because you want it to have a nice solid seal. Okay. Then we take the circle and we put it on. We hold pressure for a few seconds. And then just nicely make sure that it's got a good grip. Okay, that little leg is done. We're going to put that little leg over here. And we're going to do our next little leg. Little leg. Isn't it adorable? We do the exact same thing. We're going to put the glass beads in the leg. If I get too many, I'll pour some out. Because like I said, I like it to be about to the knee. Yeah, this one takes a little while. Make sure there's nothing in there. Okay. Work it down into the foot and the ankle. Get it nice and worked into those little toes. You want to have a nice, and I did that too soon. I shouldn't have glued that yet. I got to stuff some, hold on, I forgot something. Give me a second.